passion in the game. Hell yeah, we ain't made it. Overcame the obstacles, all the people that was hated. Hard work pays off. Now I'm sitting like a boss. 2020, yeah, we getting money, yeah, we never gonna fall off. Keep on going. Keep on going. Never give up. Keep on going. Keep on going.
Lowercase G, but still up top with it. The maestro, the guru, the teacher, the father, philanthropist, business owner. Like, what's been going on in Ty's world, man?
Man, shoot, a whole lot. Like you said, first and foremost, just trying to be a man of Yah and a family man. You know what I mean? So just
No doubt.
a new son, so I'm excited about that, man.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it.
No doubt. Was this something planned? Or just kind of
quarantine baby?
Quarantine baby.
Nah, but big blessing. We weren't trying to get pregnant, but
Yeah.
it's all good. I got a big family of 4, man. I'm blessed, bro.
No doubt. Let's just talk about how you got started. Like, I remember you was the guy that just used to shoot crazy trick shots. I never thought that would turn into affinity or a love of the game, but I knew you used to make crazy shots from, you would take them in pressure situations.
Mm-hmm.
And so how did that turn into like discipline and structure and teaching and championships? How did that all evolve for you?
I mean, obviously, how we came up, where we came up, and sports was an outlet for most of us. You know what I'm saying? And at first, like you said, when I was young, I played the game. It was fun, but I didn't take it serious.
Yeah.
I was in the streets, getting into trouble, and I don't know, John. Like, just trying to figure out a way out. You know what I'm saying? I always had some sense, and I knew I didn't want to be in the hood forever. I knew I didn't want to be hustling and in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
Basketball was the outlet, was the tool, was the thing I fell in love with, and once I felt like I was validated through the game, I just wanted to take it to the highest level that I could take it to, and I knew that took work. You know what I mean? So that's where that came in. I think the more serious you are about something, you'll attract the resources and the information that you need to be able to be the best at it.
Who was some of the guards? Like, who was some of the just not even guards, but just players that you looked up to, like on the NBA level, and then probably like in the prep spotlight when you were coming up? Is there anybody who you was just gunning for, or you kind of took things from their game?
On the NBA level, our era, obviously when you're young, you see Mike. Mike is Mike.
Yeah, for sure.
And Isaiah, I was always attracted to people who can handle the ball. So Isaiah was one for me, and then as I got a little older, AI, Marbury, Aaron Davis, Steve Francis, guys like that.
Yeah.
Guys who could create for themselves and others, and had a little bit of everything. Athleticism, could score, could shoot, could pass, So those are some of the guys who were real inspirational for me when I was younger. And then as far as like on the prep scene, like I said, I was in the streets, in the hood, on Mount Vernon and Trevitt and Bolivar Arms. I really wasn't going to no high school games or nothing like that when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So it was more like, dudes, my peers in the neighborhood, Mario, Collins, Tug, Jake, Marshawn, R.I.P. Terry, R.I.P. Jason
Terry,
Smith,
man.
Seth, Rosie, June.
Yeah.
And I give June a lot of credit, man. June was really the one that took me under.
I didn't know he was as good as he was, man. He used to clown a lot.
He was the illest one out of all of us, bro. I'm gonna keep it real, bro. He was 6'4", could handle, could jump out the gym.
Creative,
could shoot, could score, could pass, unselfish, and he was mean as a rattlesnake. He was with he was with everything.
Yeah, he was.
However you wanted to do it.
Yeah,
so he took me under his wing and really gave me confidence. Like, bro, you good. Like, you got to know that you good. And just playing against him every day, him and Waukee.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it just took my game to another level, man. They really pushed me.
Now, I had interviewed Waukee, and he said he felt Jason Smith was the best out the hood. So you giving a nod to Clee?
Yeah, for sure.
You gonna give it to Clee?
Smith was athletic, and he was he was good, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He was athletic. He was quick.
Yeah.
He wasn't so much of a shooter, but Smith was good, bro. But nah, June.
You give it to Clarence hands down.
Hands down, bro, for me.
What did people like? What did like Summerall? I know we had Mr. Taylor, we had Mr. Williams in the boxing arena. We had Mr. M who would come in and do some stuff with the fundamentals with the girls. But what did somebody like Summerall coming into the rec center? What did he bring that kind of brought something out in you?
First and foremost, I couldn't stand Summerall. when he first came around, you know, we respected Mr. Williams, we respected Mr. Taylor, and we respected boxing coach Mr. Williams, of course. They
For sure.
it. But they were older, you know what I mean? And some was like younger, and he was with everything we was with, man. He wasn't playing no games. We used to try to test him and all that. He'd invite us outside, like, from the hood, just like y'all. So
Yeah.
at first he rubbed me the wrong way, all of us the wrong way, but then we saw that he really cared. He used to make us like, instead of just have open gym, we got to run around the track.
Yeah.
Get warm, get some conditioning in. Then he started taking us to the weight room. At that time, I'm 12, 13.
I remember that. That was crazy.
I'm like, man, he taking us to the weight room. I ain't trying to. And then I understood what he was trying to do. And then how he got me, for real, honestly, he started taking us out to eat, bro. You know, meals was hard to come by.
Yeah.
So he started taking us out to eat, but really dropping jewels on us, showing us he cared about us and he loved us. And then what made him the GOAT to me, he took a van, matter of fact, the Sawyer van, the CRPD van, and took I think the same dudes we talking about, Jason, you know, Clarence, all them dudes, and took them up to Grand Rapids Community College where he went to school.
Wow.
Got them dudes in the school, bro. Like, you know, these are dudes who didn't have no grades and was counted out. And when I saw that as a 10th grader, I was on my way to dropping out. You know what I'm saying? I was like losing hope. And when I saw that my dudes that was like in similar positions to me was able to go to college, it restored that hope, man. And Summerall been like an uncle, man, ever since. Like, I love Summerall.
No doubt. Now, just being on the streets, was that voluntarily, or was that something that life just gave you? Because I think that's what kind of separated you from everybody, is that, you know, we was in school, or we might have been had our eyes on something, but you was in like a survival mode.
Yeah.
But in that time, it brought something to your basketball game. Like, I don't respect nobody. You might be number one over here, but where I play at, this person number one.
Right.
So what you being out there, what was that like? And was it, you know, because like, were you afraid? Was it moments where you slept physically outside? How did you eat? And what made you want to play ball?
Yeah, man, like, you hit it on the head, bro. It was survival mode, man. My situation, you know, we was in the hood. Everybody's situation was bad, but I was like one of the worst of the worst, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, so my situation was so dire when I started to hoop, that energy transferred, you know what I mean? Like you said, and I didn't care about nothing, bro. Like, bro, when I go home, like, people say they play and they hungry. They play with a hunger. I was literally hungry. Like, bro, I didn't eat nothing today, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't nothing at the crib when I go home, bro. And I might not even go to the crib. I done spent the night over everybody's house in the hood. I done slept outside on the porch in the Bolivar Arms. Like, you know what I mean? My story a real one, bro. I remember one time, I'll tell this story. I don't know if you was there. You probably remember this. I think we was going to Everett. And me and Ron Williamson, man, my dog at the time, had blew some trees, bro. We like in the 7th grade. We blew some trees. We was hanging with R.I.P. Stephen, bro. We was hanging with
Stephen,
him. Man. And shoot, at the time, we ain't had nowhere to go. I couldn't get in my crib. We couldn't get to his crib. Bro, we fell asleep high as a mug in the car, bro, on a school day. And we woke up, and everybody that was going to the bus was opening the doors, laughing at us like, man, what y'all do? We hide in the mugs and see the whole Trevor out there, bro. Yeah. So, yeah, man, it was stuff like that, man. So, like, I went through so many difficult situations, like homelessness and just abandonment and everything I was dealing with. So when I got on the court, bro, and I felt like this was my way out, it was a different energy.
When you finally, I mean, you had the street rap, and you had the AAU thing buzz going through, you know, playing with Mike Bell and various teams you played for. When you finally got on that prep spotlight and, you know, began to play varsity ball at Centennial, what's in your head at this time?
Honestly, like, I just knew, my whole mindset was like, can't nobody check me, bro. And I'm gonna play hard and try to win, bro. That was it. Like I knew couldn't nobody check me, bro. And that confidence came from playing in our hood. Our hood was rough with a lot of talent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if I can, like you said, I was just picking them off. All the dudes who supposed to be nice, if I can go with him in our hood, then, you know. And not just the basketball players, the gangsters too, you know what I'm saying? So that built my confidence up, and I didn't know what I was into. Like I had it was an ignorance factor there too. Like I didn't know that the magnitude of what those games meant, and you know, in terms of like getting to college and getting notoriety and getting accolades and all that stuff. I ain't know that, bro. You know, and you was there, so you know, like we was hooping, bro, and we were shorthanded. You know, we had the talent that we had, but we had a lot of heart, and we was going with it. We was coming at whoever. So.
For sure, we kind of got like warm, you know, that Weststone game and a lot of games that kind of got us like we started getting hot towards the end when we got everybody back. Now, what led into okay, that was what, your junior year?
Yeah, that was my junior year.
Okay, what led into your decision to at that time transfer and go back to East, which is kind of like our alma mater for our hood?
School for real.
Yeah.
I don't know if a lot of people know this, but like my first day of school was at East. I just went my last year. I went to Champion, and when I went to Champion, everybody that was at Champion was at East, and I was getting in trouble. I'm like, man, I don't know if I knew at the time I wasn't mature enough to be around the same crew.
Yeah,
and
we
still
hang
trying to
around
do
with.
what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to play ball at the time, but I wasn't disciplined enough to get the grades and do what I was supposed to do.
Yeah.
But I was smart enough to know, like, nah, this ain't gonna be it. So I left and went to Centennial. So that played a factor. Like, it was all my homies there, and they always had a squad, just always missing a piece or two.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it was a lot of other suitors, a lot of other places I could have went, but that just made sense for me from you know, from the hood perspective. Like, man, I'm gonna go play with my homies, man.
Yeah.
LJ was the first person to ever take me to Sawyer.
Yeah.
And he was the one in my ear telling me to come over to East. So it just made sense, you know what I'm saying? It came back full circle. And and it worked out. It worked out for real. We had some good team success, man. We got some memories for life, and we kind of restored that tradition, that East High tradition.
Now, with having that coaching staff you had, what was some of the conversations in the locker room? What was practices like? You know, you got Granville, Mike Bell, Coach White. Anybody else?
Mike Thornton.
Oh, man.
Coach B, that's at East right now.
Yeah.
Coach Lonnie, Coach Joe. Yeah, man. Listen. When I tell you that was a legendary year, I start with Coach Granville, man. Rest in peace to him.
R.I.P. Granville.
He was like a phenomenal. He made a phenomenal impact in my life, man. On the positive side, he just gentle spirit, man. Benevolent dude, man. He gonna try to help, and what he showed me the difference between even him, even Coach White and Coach Erford at Centennial. Like, these dudes did over and above. Mike Bell, we'll get to Mike Bell because he needs his own segment.
Yeah.
But one thing he said is, like, the time that you spend with people outside of the time that you have to be around them shows how much you value them. And they showed us that, man. You know what I mean? A whole bunch of kids from the hood, they would take us and go get Donatos, bro, and just let us kick it. You know what I'm saying? Run it up $200. You know what I mean? And just, stuff like that meant a lot to us, you know, and they really just showed us that they cared. But Granville gave me a lot of jewels, man, on how to conduct myself, how to get yourself to the pro level and stuff like that. We would talk about, you know, I had some stories about Jordan, and I tell this story in his honor. He told me, he was telling me how good Kareem was, right?
Yeah.
And he said when he was with the Rockets, he was the backup center, and Hakeem had to guard him. And he was like, the coach told him, every time you get the ball, shoot a sky hook. I don't care where it goes, it's 2 points. That's how good Kareem is. Right?
Wow.
So he got the ball. He said he was throwing it over the backboard. He was airballing everything. It was 2 points. He had like 50 that game, that practice. So he just would give us stuff that we wouldn't have got nowhere else, man, with his experience being in the NBA and all that. But he was a great dude. He helped Waukee a lot, you know, around that post, being in the post.
Yeah.
Yeah, Granville was a great dude, man, and he helped me a lot after like up until last year, bro. Like he always supported and everything, so it hurt my heart to hear that he passed, but he left a great legacy behind.
And makes it so crazy is you know, me and you have been talking back and forth, but Granville I had connected with him through his niece, and I was scheduled to interview him. We are supposed to get together, and so it was a shocker for me too.
Yeah, it's rough, man.
You know what I mean? So I'm glad you was able to drop that, because I think I missed out. And that's what this Mike Pippen one-on-one with Mike Pippen is really all about, like giving people their flowers.
Absolutely, why they're still here.
Yeah, and creating, like, man, the things y'all doing is big. The things we all do are so monumental. And if we were in another city, you'd have been on Vlad or this person's show. You know what I mean?
For sure. We would have been in a bigger spotlight. So I appreciate what you're doing, man.
No doubt.
It's big time, man. And keep doing what you're doing, man. Your platform gonna grow, bro. You always been innovative like that. And you've been on the news since what, you was 10?
No doubt. Scraping the surface,
man,
baby.
My dog got so much personality, bro. You
doubt. You
was born to do it, bro. 100.
No doubt. And I appreciate you, because every time you see me, we go in like that.
Yeah, it's love, man. Mike Bell, though, we can't leave.
Yeah, we get the mic, man. Yeah, for
so
sure.
I'll shout out the other coaches.
How you and Mike, man, link up, and what was that like?
I'll say Mike Thornton first. Mike Thornton is a legend. Y'all don't know about him. State titles, one of the best trainers around.
For sure. Mike Thornton, shout out, man.
Shout out to Coach B over at East doing his thing.
Coach B.
Alma Mater down. But Mike Bell, man, I'm gonna tell you. So when I went in Coach White's office, man, he was giving me his pitch about why I should come to East and this and that, and I was already sold on my friends, but. I told him, I said, man, it's one stipulation. He was like, what's that? I said, Mike Bell got to come or I ain't coming. He said, that's already done. He said, Mike's coming. So, I mean, that's how much Mike meant to me, man. Mike was my first, Summerall was a coach in the hood, but like my first basketball coach that I could relate to on all levels. Same hood, same everything. And knew he cared about me, but knew he wasn't gonna let me. He wasn't taking nothing. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't gonna let nothing ride. He was gonna get the most out of me, man. So I love him to this day. You know what I mean? But in terms of at East, bro, he was the one we could all go to, no matter what, good, bad, indifferent. Before the game, he get his hype. He know what music to play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He let us ride with him, spend the night, go to church with him, all that, bro. Like invaluable. It was more than just coaching, bro. It was
like a big brother.
Big brother, uncle.
Like you know
what I'm saying?
Yeah, that little league feel. That might be from that little league background
man,
he had.
He a born leader, man. Some people just got it. It don't matter what he do, football, basketball. Like he know what to say to get you going, bro. And it's all authentic. Like he ain't blowing no smoke or no.
I remember one time he came in the locker room, told me, he said, man, I'm about to quit, man. Dude cussed me out. He said, man, you gonna let this white man steal your love?
Come on, man.
He said, man, don't let nobody steal your love.
Don't let nobody steal your love for the game.
Yeah.
Man. And that
it's gonna get tested. It's gonna get tested,
bro. Every time, bro.
You know
I heard his voice in my ear so many times. You know what I'm saying? Like throughout my career.
I mean, just like you said, man, with Summerall, like before we could do anything, we had to run. Most cats is getting dressed, leaving.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No basketball involved.
He filtering out who really wanted though.
Yeah.
He know that. You know what I'm saying? He was getting you prepared for the next level. This is what you're gonna do in the next level. Condition. You're gonna lift weights. So yeah, man, those dudes taught us life lessons, man. And those two in particular, Mike Bell, James Summerall, was always there for me if I needed them, man. So
no doubt.
I got infinite love for him. But Mike the GOAT, man. I got so many funny stories about him, bro.
I already know. Now your decision to go to, D1, to go to school. Or you went JUCO before you went D1, right?
Yeah, I got it.
What was that like?
So look, hold on. Let me run down the whole play. So
yeah,
I was about to drop out all that, so my grades was horrible, man. I basically had like 10th grade credits in the 12th grade, right?
Okay.
So I really couldn't go straight to D1, but I signed to Hampton. They saw me, they liked me. They was like, yo, we gonna figure it out. Don't worry.
Beautiful school, man.
Yeah, lovely. Right on
Shout
the
out
water.
to Hampton, man.
Hampton, incredible.
Even
man.
the big girls look good up there.
Listen,
You heard me?
I went down there. Ike, shout out to Ike, man. He was my host.
Shout out to Ike.
I'm like, man.
Shout out to
real
Ike.
down here. Yeah, so they had me. As soon as I seen all that, I'm signing. But but the reality of the situation was I ain't had my grades. I was so far behind, all this. So I was supposed to go to prep school. I did. September 11th happened. I came home because they didn't have no way to pay for it. Hampton didn't have no way to pay for it. You know what I mean? So I went home and went to continuation school. the principal helped me get in school. I took a visit to Iowa State. I didn't want to sit out a year, so I ended up having to go to JUCO, where Tinsley went, where Jamal Tinsley went in California.
Yeah.
And I went out there. I told him about Waukee. I told him about Murph, a couple other my dudes, and we went out there together. And yeah, man, I had great success out in California. I got lifelong friends out there, man.
Now, what was the name of that school?
Mount San Jacinto.
Mount San Jacinto.
Yeah, so
okay.
I made a name for myself out there, man.
Anybody you want to shout out there?
And Coach Chambers.
Coach Chambers.
Yeah, either one, man. So
okay.
Everybody I play with out there, they know who they is. But yeah, bro, it was just Cali was love, bro. Cali opened my eyes to a lot of stuff, man, and I just had a great experience. I got highly recruited, but I went through a turbulent year. Long story short, I got recruited by like everybody in the country, bro. Honestly, Connecticut won the championship that year. I got recruited by them.
For sure.
A lot of different schools, but mine wasn't on right. And long story short, I went to a small school that I ain't really like, University of Idaho. Went out there, I hated it.
Yeah.
Everything about it.
Now, why did you choose that, though?
I just kind of let I let my recruitment dry up, meaning all the schools that offered me and that had high interest, I was dragging my feet, and they got to sign somebody. In signing period, you got to sign somebody, whether you're the first option or not. You know what I'm saying? They gotta fill that roster. So I just let a lot of it dry up, man. I had a lot going on.
Now, if you could put it all together and things that kind of fell the way you wanted them to fall, I'm gonna go out on a limb for you, but I'm gonna see what you're gonna say. Would you have chosen and knowing what you know now, if you could be Tihon now, making that decision? And then I also want to ask you, who was around you at that time? Like, was Mike Bell and Grant, or this decision you made?
Like Mike, I kind of fell out of contact with. He's still living his life, got his family and doing everything. I really wasn't calling him like that. Some I was, but some was in jail. Some was in prison. So he would have helped me. He would have helped me make that decision. You know my story. Pops ain't around. You know, I pretty much raised myself. So when he got game, they say, you know, it's a line in there and say, man, it's the biggest decision of your life.
It is.
I was just talking to Tamika Brown. Shout out to my girl, legend.
No doubt.
She said the same thing. Like, we were just talking about.
Shout out to me.
She was talking about, you know, that's the biggest business decision you make at that point in your life, and you hear that, but you don't understand the magnitude of it. So looking back, you know, I would have probably either went to Creighton or Baylor. I tried to go to Baylor, but my transcript wasn't good enough. It's a private school. Those
are both two programs that they kind of like Gonzaga. They kind of caught on around that time.
Yeah.
And they top programs now.
Scott Drew, that was his first year. Because he offered me in our verbal, but when I sent that transcript, they couldn't accept me. But Scott Drew, that was his first year. Now he's in the Final Four. It's funny.
Right.
Yeah, they were coming off like the death penalty or something crazy, and he was like, "Man, we're gonna rebuild this thing. I want NBA guards." And yeah, he offered me. So I would probably went. Obviously, I couldn't go there because I tried, but I would have went to. I would have went to Creighton.
But now they have so many. I mean, I know a lot of these D1 schools now. And especially with you training and helping guys with that process, don't they have like things in place if your grades aren't right now? I don't know about back then.
Probably so.
Like developmental classes,
even then,
or
like the thing was, I had like a D in a real major class, and looking back at it, I could have probably been like, man, let me take the class over again or get it done in the summer. But I was also getting recruited by a lot of schools, so I wasn't thinking like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, but I'm sure there's ways around it. But you know, at the time, I ain't make no fuss about it.
And I'm gonna ask you another question. During this time, how is your love for God, and how's you studying the Word this whole time, or when did you start instituting that or including that into like your everyday routine?
Honestly, bro, my mom implemented it from young. You know what I'm saying? She used to read the Word to us. She read the whole Word to us. You know, like you do the Bible in a year. She did that with us as her children. At night, sit us down and just read the Word, make us memorize scriptures and all that stuff. And we used to go to church a lot too. We used to live in Greenbrier before we moved to the Orange. And we used to, like wherever we lived, we went to a church close to it so we can walk there. You know what I'm saying? So we used to go to church a lot, whatever. And
shout out moms.
Yeah, not for sure, bro. She ain't give me nothing else. She gave me that. And that's the most important to me. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So she put it in me early, man. I knew scripture, bro. It's just, you know, you out there, bro. I was outside at like 9, bro. Like So when I'm in the hood, I'm in the projects, you getting that from mom, but shoot, you outside 10, 12 hours out the day, school and outside. So, yeah, bro. So when I got old enough, I just stopped going to church and just was outside.
Yeah.
And then we moved to the Arms, and it just continued on. So it was there early, and then I think like right around, it's funny because like right around my sophomore year in college is when I start feeling that pull to come back, bro. And I was with it. My junior year, I was with it, bro. And then I don't know, you know how it is, man. Spiritual warfare, bro. Like I was ready to go all in, and then I didn't. And then after college, I think what the Heavenly Father did was like humble me through the game, bro. Honestly, that's what I feel like. I feel like if I would have made it to the bright lights, NBA and all that, I don't know what it would have took to get me back to him. But once I went D1 and didn't kill like I knew I could have, it did something to me, bro, and it humbled me, bro. And I'm thankful for it because pride comes before destruction. You know what I'm saying? So
No doubt.
I'm glad I didn't stay in that vein of being proud and just arrogant and all that. You know what I'm saying? Because I was getting a big head about myself.
Yeah.
So that was his way of reverting me back to him. That's what I feel. You know what I mean? And then from there, I just took it serious. I'm a serious dude. So if I really lock in on something, you know what I mean, I'm gonna try to be as good as I can at it. So the same rules apply with the word. So I just start getting in the word for myself. And what happened was, you know, I tried to go back to institutionalized Christianity.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And
What happened to you there?
a lot happened. I just saw it for what it is. You know what I mean? It's a man-made religion, and I'm for the Bible wholeheartedly. But I just had to read it for myself. Once I started reading the word for myself, fasting, turning, blocking everything else out, and really getting my own understanding, it unlocked a lot, bro, and it allowed me to have guidance. The guidance that I've been looking for my whole life, I finally tapped into it, man, from the Heavenly Father.